The next morning at the home library, Alice was sitting, opening her diary, ready to record everything she had found in conclusion of the day, which was, "It has been over 2 years now, yet it still feels like I am learning more and more about my baby each passing day. I have reached the conclusion that my dear little Arthur, with his little patch of auburn hair and azure eyes that look at me almost intelligently, will get into trouble in the future if I do not become a strict and dependable mother. It's not like I can rely on my dear husband, Reynold. Like that one sunny morning, I had not seen my dear little boy while I was doing laundry. But then I saw him, happy as a little puppy, holding a stick that my dear husband had given him, teaching him how to swing it like a sword. I think his intelligence when it comes to our dear child is negative, so I have to reinstall it into his head. Like, for goodness sake, he was really trying to teach my baby how to fight, and this was when he could barely crawl. During the days when we go to the market, my little precious Arthur and I sometimes come across a particular merchant shop in central Ashbur. Rather than going shopping or buying groceries once or twice a week, we go downtown every other day. It's not that I am spoiling my little precious munchkin. It is so I can have fresh food in the house, and it is for my little boy's educational purposes. Looking at my little blessing growing up, I wonder how he will be when he is older. With my dear husband Ray, I have no doubt our little Arthur will have an interest in becoming an adventurer, but I cannot help worrying as a mother that my dear little boy does not become naive, hoping to make it big as an adventurer. Now, if I could do something about his perpetual habit of sneaking into the study, I am tempted to move his crib into the study, but that is for another day. Alice, closing her diary after writing the summary and conclusion of her days or weeks, walked away, her heart feeling light and excited for what the future held. Arthur, looking through the window, stared keenly at his father's daily warm-up exercises. He stretched and put on gloves. After that, he tossed them away. Approximately 2 years have passed since I first made my difficult journeys to the study room. I have learned a lot since, but it has also been fascinating to learn new things each day. My father has been chanting something for a few minutes, then he stops and concentrates really deeply, as if he is about to release the big one into the pits of hell in short, taking an earth-shattering dump. Some small rocks rise up from the ground a bit. That is when I saw it, but it was just the beginning. Excited, I wonder what magical phenomenon he will conjure. Wait, can this really be something grand I am about to witness? Back when Reynold was practicing magic, he seemed about to unleash a powerful spell, which had Arthur excited to witness something new since his transmigration. But after all that excitement building up, nothing happened. The built-up emotions and excitement in Arthur vanished, his face visibly filled with disappointment. With an exhale after such a performance, Ray looked at the house, seeing Arthur watching him. Thinking he had struck an awesome pose, he told Arthur, "Your daddy is awesome, do not you think, son?" Arthur, feeling disappointed, only saw his dad's proud pose of victory. A hand reached out and gently tapped Arthur's head. It was Alice, the protagonist's mother, who asked Arthur if he was watching his dad. Seeing what her husband was doing, she realized that the yard had been messed up by him again. Ray gently picked up his gloves and put them on. I learned fairly early on that my father was an augmenter. I wonder what I will be when my manicore awakens. Ray switched from magic training to physical combat training. His actions were so gentle yet so fierce like water. It flows visibly, but when it rushes with force, it can also become destructive in nature. All of this was keenly witnessed and observed by Arthur, who closed his eyes and smiled as if satisfied with what he saw. Turning to leave, he stopped in his tracks as he saw the distance from the bench to the floor was quite terrifying. This scared Arthur, reminding him that he was a child. What seemed like a short distance as an adult was terrifying for a child. Kneeling down on his knees, he tried to slowly climb down the bench carefully to avoid injuring himself. Alice, seeing Art's struggling face, mistook it as a sign of him being absolutely tired. Taking him in her arms, she began to take Art to his crib for a nap. "Mama, books! Books!" Arthur said excitedly, reaching out his small arms. Not now, honey. You know, it is nap time, maybe after. Having no choice, Arthur used the ultimate weakness of all mothers, unleashing the baby inner need. This technique is mastered by a few species, mostly human babies, children, and pets. This technique left Alice utterly unable to resist, trying her best to stay strong. But in the end, she gave in and allowed Arthur to study. Reassuring herself that boys like Arthur needed a lot of play, she left, knowing she had baby-proofed the study room. Arthur walked towards the study room, encouraging himself after successfully using his ace card on his mother. Alice, seeing little Arthur immersed in books, was pleased. The sight was so heart-touching for her. Oh no, your father better not have knocked down another tree. I will be right back, Art, said Alice as she walked away. Arthur, realizing he was now free from Alice's gaze, thought to himself, my biggest accomplishment, aside from accumulating knowledge of this world, is my progress in forming my mana core. I have spent these last 2 years moving the tens of thousands of tiny fragments of mana inside my body, gathering them near my solar plexus. I understand why it takes until adolescence for it to form naturally, as I see how slowly these fragments gravitate toward the center of my body. It is an arduous task for both my body and mind, but these 2 years have not gone to waste. I'm almost there, I can feel it. Just one last piece. A sudden explosion pushed Alice forward. Reynolds quickly caught her and swiftly positioned his back to face the blast directly as the light covered both of them. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Our goal is 10 likes and 100 views for the next part, so let us make it happen. Also, if you want early access to new videos, consider joining our channel membership. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.